Hello again. Every time when I give you an update about our E46 drift build, we talk about 3D scanners, and we are going to do that again today. But before that, I want to show you what we did before when we tried Ainstar and Ainscan HX, when we compared them. And I told you that we are going to build the dash bars for the front end and for the rear end. We finally got the front end. Sorry, fiberglass hood is not so light as carbon fiber or Kevlar. We are not going to build from the fiberglass. So as you can see, we have the dash bar. Right now the bumper is not fixed yet. It's gonna be. We're still waiting for the brackets for the headlights, but that will come back later. Rokas left some of his precious duct tape. It was a real pleasure to work because we saved lots of time not to try and measure and do it again and again and again. We just simply did wall design using CAD software. Rokas put it all together, welded it, and it fit like a glove. But this one is a simple one. Let's talk about rear end. As I mentioned, we have built the rear dash bar. We saw similar designs from other Lithuanian drifters and etc. What we're doing, so it's nothing that we invented. We're just trying to take the ideas of what's already working and put it together. So that's why we have detachable sides for the dash bar. In case you hit the wall, you can just remove them instead of wall dash bar. Additionally, what was required for this E46, we needed to put the rear, I don't know how it's called, rear part of the rear end. We built these adjustable parts so you can change how much you want it out, and depending on the different fabricated fiberglass or maybe not parts. So yeah, we have this part. What's still missing is the brackets for the fuel cell. We already have it. We scanned everything. We used CAD software to design everything. We got the measurements of fuel cell, and it's gonna be over here. Additionally, if you remember, we scanned rear firewall. So the bracket for the radiator was designed. It was special design for that specific radiator that the owner had, so we don't have to cut or adjust or anything. We're just going to bolt it to the top part of the rear end and to the bottom, and that's it. So yeah, but for today there's something else what we have to do. Let's take a look inside what we are going to build today. So can you hold the doors? Oh no, never mind. I'm going just to put them over here. Practical, everyday, daily car should have doors like that. What we are going to scan today is the inner tunnel of the E46. And why we need that? Because this car is gonna use ECU Master MU Black ECU, PMU of ECU Master. And additionally, it's gonna use CAN keyboard next to the seat. Nothing gonna be attached to the dashboard. Only thing gonna be attached to the dashboard. ADU from ECU Master. Lots of ECU Master parts gonna be used. And today what we're gonna do is we're going to scan the tunnel, and we are going to prepare the brackets for ECU, for PMU, and for CAN keypad. Definitely, there are brackets available for ECU and PMU. I saw a few designs over the internet, but what we want to do, we want to make it fit like a glove to the tunnel, so every single hole gonna be flush, and we don't have to grind anything or prepare. We're just going to put it to the tunnel, and that's it. Also for the CAN keypad, I'm not sure, I didn't find any. We could use some universal ones, but we don't want to do that. We want to make it flush and to sit properly and tight. So when you're drifting, it's not gonna go anywhere. But before we start with scanning, let's take a look what we got today. As you remember, we are huge 3D scanner users, everyday users. And I mentioned that multiple times today. You know that we have our Ainstar scanner. It's our daily used workhorse, we can call it like that, because we use it for everything where we can. It helps us to save lots of time. And we just received from the Shining 3D their new Ainstar Vega. It's all-in-one scanner. We don't have to use the PC or Mac anymore. Let me show you what it's inside. I'm not going to show you everything, calibration plate and so on, because it's bollocks to show something like that. It's all the same. Okay, not all the same. Maybe a little bit later I will show you, but right now you can see the difference between these two. The main difference, it has a screen. Okay, jokes aside, Shining 3D dropped us a message because, you know, they sponsor our projects by letting us use their scanners, and they said, hey, we are going to release completely new scanner. Would you like to try it? And I said, sure, but I'm gonna be completely honest. And if it's gonna suck, I'm gonna tell that. And we said, fine, we really appreciate it, and definitely give us all the feedback you got. My friend has RevoPoint Miracle Pro. Maybe he could lend me one to try and to compare. The Shining 3D was completely fine with that, and I wanted to do the honest review and real life review, how we use that. So I got their direct competitor over here, RevoPoint Miracle Pro. So it means that both of these scanners has same amount of RAM, and it's gonna be direct comparison between them when we are going to use them. To begin with, we have the scanner for more than a week, and it's still in alpha. It means it doesn't have a public release. We have it pre-release version of everything. Scanner, software, desktop software, everything. So yeah, it had some problems, but Shining 3D tried to do everything to help us to solve all the issues. We have a huge time zone difference, a huge gap. For us, it was morning, for them it was night, and their team, engineers, R&D team, and etc. We were working together with me to solve the issues, because we had the issues with calibration. We did everything, even remotely. We're connecting to the scanner, did all kind of configuration changes, and I'm glad that I'm ex-software developer, so I understood completely what we are doing. So it was not something custom just for us to make it work. It was visible that the configuration is completely alpha, and we don't have it publicly released. Currently, the scanner working. I tried to scan a few things, and now we will try everything, and we will see how these are compared. But before that, let's talk a little bit about ergonomics. For the Shining 3D Ainstar scanner, we printed this handle because when you are working a little bit longer, it was quite hard to work with it, and it was quite exhausting for the hand and so on. And with this handle, you can work much longer, and it's definitely more comfortable. Talking about Vega and Miracle, I already gave you feedback for the Shining. This case is not good for huge handers like me. It's quite hard to hold. Fingers wants to slip away from the silicone case, and it easily gets in front of the cameras and so on. So we noted that. We said that this is really important that I mentioned that, so we can fix it and improve. While RevoPoint has definitely much better grip. But the thing is, and what we tried to do, is not to make it just like gaming console or something like that. When you remove the scanner from the silicone case, you can feel that it's definitely, it has more expensive materials, and the quality is completely different. You can feel that it's durable and from better quality materials rather than Miracle. And it's, I know, maybe we wanted to make it smaller, where you can fit it everywhere. You can put it on tripod. It's the same with the Miracle. Both of them includes tripods. Vega includes this one, which is definitely better. It's not because they gave us to try it. It's really better one. And this is what Mirko includes: some plastic tripod compared to all metallic with extendable legs. Even Svai said that he's going to steal this tripod for a camera, but we will see who's gonna steal what. So yeah, feedback for RevoPoint: don't be cheap on tripods, because it feels cheap. Definitely you can do better. They are not producing these. Same with the RevoPoint. Both tripods that they include are third party, and Vega definitely chose the better one. But as I mentioned, to hold the Miracle, it's definitely more comfortable than Vega. Talking about the weight, on the paper, Vega should weigh a little bit less, but with the silicone case, I feel that it's a little bit heavier. I know, just by hand it feels like that. I'm not going to take the scales and check it right now, but just by the feeling it feels heavier and more sturdy. Also, Vega has all metallic case, and Miracle case is mostly everything is plastic. It has some rubber for the grip, but yeah, it feels cheaper, but we will see how it compares talking about the scanning quality. Talking about the specs, these two are quite similar because this is Pro version, so it means that it has the same amount of RAM, 32 gigabytes, both of them. Talking about the screen, Vega has 0.4 inch bigger, 6.4 versus 6 at the RevoPoint, but RevoPoint has this flippable screen. I don't know where you should use that. I didn't think any of the use cases. Maybe if you want to scan your own face, but I wouldn't do that with mine because it's not gonna look pretty. Talking about the storage, Miracle has 32 gigabytes of, I can't remember how it's called. Let me check. This one has 256 gigabytes of memory, but it's eMMC. What does it mean? eMMC is like SD cards, but in different format. So it's faster than HDD, hard drive disks, but slower than SSD. While Vega has 32 gigabytes of eMMC and 512 gigabytes of SSD. So it means that it has definitely faster storage. Both devices has their own possibilities to mesh everything inside the device. The only difference is that Vega able to output AST. What else? While I was calibrating them, I had difficulties to calibrate this one because of the software, which is still alpha. And with this one, I had to use two different calibration plates. Let me show you what it has with Vega. This is the size of the calibration plate for the Vega. It has one side for the HD mode and one side for the fast mode, while Miracle has this calibration plate for HD mode, or near 4 plates as one huge plate for the far mode or fast mode in the Vega. So you can imagine I had to play puzzle with these to calibrate. The hugest thing that I hate about Miracle is that you have to connect to the PC or Mac in order to calibrate it. Like really, both of them works on Android. Both of them has everything built in, and I had to plug it using USB-C cable and play around, take a look how it looks in the MacBook, while with this one I did everything on site just with it. So maybe we will update it at some point, but right now it's pointless. Like, why would you do that? You have everything built in. As I mentioned, both of them runs on Android. You can see that with the Naked Eye. The interfaces, built-in Android interfaces, quite similar, only their part of the app is different. So yeah, let's try it and let's take a look how it works. I'm going to start with Vega. I'm not gonna accurate texture right now because we don't need that. It's definitely more usable for digital use cases, but as we need geometry, I'm not gonna use that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the distance between 350 and 750. So it's not gonna get too much data that I don't need, for example, the roll cage and etc. And yeah, in that case, it's better to track, and the scanner don't have to think so much where to track. So let's try. As you can see, it's quite easy to scan, and it's easy to see the quality. The green part shows me and indicates that there are more than enough scan data to create the mesh, and the tracking is quite good. I'm definitely going to scan more than I need, and just to try it, because the tunnel part is more than enough for our project. But you know, when you have something new, you always want to try and see the possibilities. Also, we want to compare with a Miracle to see the differences of the scanning between both of them. That's why I'm scanning more. Working with all-in-one scanner is definitely easier than working with standalone, where you need, I don't know if it's called standalone, but you get the point. With the one that requires the PC or Mac, because now I'm just can simply look to the LCD and that's it, and work. It helps to save time. Okay, I think it's enough of data. So as you can see, the green parts are what we are going to use. I can scan additionally other side if needed. What do you think? Should I?
I think
I can do that off camera without you, because you're standing and interfering to me while I'm scanning. I will continue without. Okay, now I have enough data and I'm happy because I have both sides and the engineer can work on it. I can press finish. It's gonna finish the scan. I still need to get used to this because I always editing the scans on the PC, I mean Mac, but you can do that here. It's definitely easier to work on PC because you have your mouse and your huge monitor, so it's definitely easier. But still, before the meshing, you can simply remove some garbage. I'm not a big fan of playing with small screens. I prefer bigger ones. Big screens, big engines, and big power. Okay, I pressed complete, so it means it's gonna remove the data that I wanted to remove. Okay, so we got our scan edited. It still has some floating stuff, but I'm not gonna mess around with it. I'm going to use one-click edit, it's faster. I definitely can choose my own parameters for the mesh, but let's give it a try for fast reconstruction. Now, while mesh being generated, I'm gonna take the Miracle and we will see how it compares when we are talking about the scanning. I will try to use the same setup, I mean same distance, 250. I hate sliders like that because I have huge fingers, so it's hard for me to play with them and it's a bit laggy. Come on, you can do it. Oh, 51, 51. Far mode, auto here. I want to close it, and I'm gonna disable texture also, align by feature, general type, no color please. Okay, let's give it a shot. What I'm already missing is a data quality indicator. I think you can understand if you have enough data, if it's more blue or less blue, but more convenient is to have red and green indication, so you can try again. It definitely has some troubles to capture black objects because the handbrake is still uncaptured. As you can see, it gets some parts and that's it. We will see how it's gonna do in the darker spots. But yeah, I'm really missing the data quality indicator. I don't know, should I scan more or not? This feature bothers me a lot on the Miracle. I wish for the Miracle users that we're gonna get one. And I think it lost track at some point because the holes are not aligned anymore. Oh, it got back. I want to pause and we'll try to continue on the other side so I can capture the tunnel more. We will see if it's gonna get the tracking or not. Tracking lost. Oh, okay, it got it. I think enough. Let's take a look. It seems that they had some problems to scan this part. That's what I was talking about when I was saying that it would be great to have data quality indicator, because without stopping I was not able to see what kind of holes it has. So yeah, let's say it's enough. We can finish the scan. And now I'm gonna mesh it and use one tap edit, I think. Oh, sorry, I have to fuse it. Okay, I definitely see some garbage which I can remove, I think. But it's not easy to do on these scanners. Everything else is okay. Let's do a mesh. I think I'm gonna just do one tap edit and that's it. So it's gonna choose like on Vega the best parameters and that's it. And it's gonna be easier. Now we can connect both of them to PC to inspect the scans and definitely send them to our engineer so he can produce the parts that we needed. Okay. Now I got both scans on the Mac. I'm gonna use new Ainstar software called StarVision. I'm not sure if we're gonna release it for the regular Ainstar, but for now it's only for Vega. And I have RevoScan software for the Revo to inspect what I got with the Miracle. And from the first look, both scans looks quite similar. You can see lots of details on both of the scans, but I can definitely tell that Vega had better time to capture dark objects, especially with the handbrake. You can definitely see less details from the handbrake, but overall I was not concentrating on the sides of the scan too much or at the pedals, but my main goal was to scan the tunnel because we're going to build the parts for it. I saw that RevoPoint had some troubles over here, some garbage, and from the mesh data it seems that a little bit left something over here. I don't know how much that changes the accuracy, but overall you could work on that. So I think it depends on the settings what you're gonna have to get the scan, but to work with Vega was definitely faster because the tracking was better, frames per second were bigger. I know, maybe the frames per second were similar. I didn't watch the exact numbers, but the feel and the latency between frames was a bit higher for Miracle. And yeah, I don't know. I'm going to add a little bit both scans. I'm gonna remove some data that I don't need. Like I said, it's definitely easier to do on the PC, as you can see, because I have trackpad, I have keyboard and etc. So I can work definitely faster and more efficiently than on the screen. But if you don't have the PC or Mac that has enough resources for your work, you definitely can do everything on your scanner and use it for post-processing rather than dedicated machine. Is it easier to do on dedicated machine? Yeah. Is it doable on scanner? Also yeah. So you choose by yourself depending on your application. I'm not gonna show you how I prepare the whole scan, how I clean it, because I don't think this is something that you want to see. But I will do that off camera. I will send it for our engineer to work with this data so he can prepare the parts that we need. And we can print it. It depends on how fast he's gonna do it. If he's gonna do it today, we will print it overnight and you will see the result tomorrow. So see you next day. We got the next day. We just tried our bracket. We have printed two versions overnight. This is the first version. It was a little bit too small, and we used the CAD file from the official website from McCoolMaster, and something was wrong. Maybe it was better to just 3D scan it and have better measurements. But we thought that, what's the point? There's CAD file, we can use that. Wrong. So this one going to trash or on the wall, and the second one you can take a look. As you can see, because of the 3D scan, the bracket stands as a glove, no wobbling, nothing. It just keeps at the place where it should be, and I'm really happy about that. So we can 3D print it from, I don't know, PA nylon 12 or do the mold and make it from the carbon fiber. I don't know, Totwe won't be happy because of E90 waiting for the body kit. So we will see. But for now, I think the bracket from the nylon gonna be perfect at the start. And we are going to release our eShop at some point, because Weiss is responsible for that. You can push him. Where we're gonna have our custom-made parts where you can buy them, including this bracket, body kit, some merch that is going on, and so is also responsible for that. He said that he's going to release it in 1 month, so you can push him. You can find him on Instagram. Write your Instagram over here so people can push you. Do that. I will watch the video, and we are not going to release it until you do that. So yeah, as you can see, it looks fantastic. All the spacing, everything looks great. Right now our keypad holder is printing, so I'm not able to show you that, and Svai is pushing me to release video as soon as possible, because he don't want to work on video 2 nights. He just wants to spend 1 night. That's why I'm not able to show you the second part, but that gonna be available on our eShop at some point also. So you will see that later when you watch the episodes of this E46, when we gonna start it. Because right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put everything together. We're still waiting for the headlights brackets, so we can work on the wiring. We need to design and prepare what kind of wires and where we need them. We have pretty much all the components written down in the Google Sheet, so I can go through it and make sure that all of the components have their own connection. I think at the end of the E46 series, I will do a wrap up how we start, how we prepare the plan for the project, and how we execute that. Definitely, this project was already prepared. It had some mistakes that we had to fix. The planning was a little bit a mess, but at the end of the day, like we talked with the owner, for the next season, it's gonna be bomb. And our goal right now is to start the car this season so we can dial it up during the spring and make sure that everything works as it should, so the owner can have as much training sessions as possible. And yeah, we want to make it reliable. We don't want to lay under the car during every event. And to sum up this video, we had 2 3D scanners, all in one 3D scanners, so we were able to try it and to see how that works for our application. You can make up your own opinion and to choose the right one for your needs. Vega is definitely more expensive than Miracle, but it has better hardware. It's still under development. This one was released sooner. Overall, I'm happy that there are 2 competitive devices that compete with each other, and we definitely gonna improve both brands. For example, yesterday night I received a message from Vega team that they even prepared the bracket. They gave a feedback about hard to scan and hold it with big hands. So they sent me the model. I didn't have time to 3D print it to test. I will do that as soon as possible, and I will give them feedback about that, because right now the printer is busy on our keypad, bracket, panel. You will see how it looks, and because it's gonna be universal. And I'm really happy that we are listening to the feedback. We're doing improvements as soon as possible, and I wish them to keep up with that. And I wish for RevoPoint to work hard and keep up with their product. As I mentioned, the competition is always good for us users, and we're gonna get better devices, better software, and better options to choose. So that's it for today. It's the weekend, so I still have to work on this video and on the eShop and on the merch. No more sleepless nights, or more sleepless nights. Enough of the jokes. I'm sleepy as hell because we were working on this thing during the night, so we can finish the video as soon as possible and to release for you guys, so you can find some information from the workshop perspective about the new Vega scanner and how it compares to the Miracle. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, drop us a message, write a comment. You can drop us a message to our Instagram, and Svai is gonna answer them. More work for Svai. Okay, that's it. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.